the Hathras horror continues. Uttar Pradesh police now is actively pushing for a no-rape narrative, or at least that's what it appears to be. My colleague Alok Pandey, who's been tracking the details of this story, is bringing us fresh breaking inputs from Hathras at the moment, which suggests that the Uttar Pradesh police has filed 19 cases over the Hathras incident. The main case in Hathras under 20 sections of the law. The main sections are of conspiracy, promoting enmity between different groups, cases over COVID regulation violations, unlawful assembly, conspiracy in Hathras, all of that. Uttar Pradesh police seems to be focused on the fact that there's a deep conspiracy behind whatever has happened in Hathras and that they are incumbent to investigate the truth. But the big question here is an under pressure Yogi Sarkar playing up a conspiracy card and downplaying the rape angle, because the Yogi Adityanath government and the police now claim that there is an international conspiracy behind the Hathras case. Remember, the other really shocking aspect of this case has been the final report on the Hathras victim by the Department of Forensic Medicine in Agra. It says there were no signs of rape. The FSL report said that the investigation didn't find any sperm samples. But here's the big question. Did a delay in sending those samples affect the forensic finding? The forensic examination was conducted on the 22nd of September. That is 8 days. I'd like to reiterate this, 8 days after the incident took place. According to the government's own guidelines, the forensic samples should be collected within 72 hours of the incident, or the sperm can't survive. After 90 hours, it is difficult to trace samples of the sperm. And in this case, that sample was taken after 8 days. And it is on that basis that the Uttar Pradesh police at the moment claims that this is not a case of rape. Well, need we really say more? We will continue to track what is happening with this investigation very closely. Before I go across to my colleague Alok Pandey, I just want to play out for our viewers the reaction that has come in from one of the doctors in Aligarh on what the doctor himself claims and what the doctor himself says on the forensic report. Let's listen in.
देखिए, रेप की पुष्टि आगरा की रिपोर्ट किसी भी कीमत पे कर भी नहीं सकती। अगर उसमें स्पर्म आता या स्पर्म ना आता तब भी रेप की पुष्टि वो उस रिपोर्ट से बिल्कुल नहीं होती। क्यों? क्योंकि वो सिर्फ एक इन्वेस्टिगेशन है। रेप की पुष्टि तो कोर्ट करेगी। बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, बहुत सारी इन्वेस्टिगेशन है, वो जब उसके सामने रखा जाएगा तब वो उस चीज की पुष्टि करेगी कि रेप हुआ है कि रेप नहीं हुआ है। और मैं आपको बता दूं, जो एडीजी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर ने इस पे लेकर के बयान दिया है, इसको कोर्ट को स्वतः संज्ञान लेकर के उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए। इस तरह से बयान बिल्कुल नहीं दिया जा सकता। लेकिन मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि जो है, ना वो तो एफएसएल की रिपोर्ट रेप की पुष्टि कंप्लीटली कर पाएगी, ना वो ऑटोप्सी की रिपोर्ट कंप्लीटली जो है रेप की पुष्टि कर पाएगी, ना जो है एमएलसी की रिपोर्ट। ये सारे एक सबूत हैं जो पेश होंगे, वो कोर्ट से ही सब डिसाइड होगा। मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि क्रिमिनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 2013 के बाद से बहुत सारी जो है रेप की डेफिनेशन में बड़े पैमाने पे तब्दीली हो गई है। उसके बहुत सारे पॉइंट हैं कि इसके बेसिस पे इस इंसिडेंट को रेप कहा जाएगा या नहीं कहा जाएगा।
हाथरस में दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना को लेकर कुछ अराजक तत्व बेजा लाभ और कुलसित उद्देश्य से पूर्व सुनियोजित योजना के अनुसार आपराधिक षड्यंत्र के तहत पूरे प्रदेश में अमन चैन बिगाड़ने व जातीय विद्वेष फैलाने आदि के उद्देश्य से पीड़ित परिवार को भड़काने, गलत बयानबाजी करने के लिए दबाव बनाने तथा उन्हें 50 लाख रुपए का प्रलोभन देने आदि के संबंध में वायरल ऑडियो फोटो को सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से दुष्प्रचारित करने के संबंध में है।
Well, Alok Pandey now joins us with the very latest. Alok, we heard just a short while ago doctors questioning the no-rape forensic report. There are, of course, some crucial delays that we've highlighted which raise serious doubts over the theories here. But what's also extremely interesting is the details that you're sharing with us right now, which suggests that the Uttar Pradesh police has filed 19 cases. And the main sections are conspiracy, promoting enmity between different groups, violation of COVID regulations, unlawful assembly, etc., etc.
Well, you are absolutely right. In fact, the Additional Director General, Mr. Kumar, just held a press conference here in Lucknow, where he gave out some details and said that more details would also be shared in a press note that hasn't come yet, but we are waiting for that. But he did say that they have filed a total of 19 cases, Rishika, related to conspiracy. I mean, predominantly related to the conspiracy, the alleged conspiracy in the Hathras case. Now, remember that yesterday Mr. Adityanath gave out a soundbite to ANI and to Doordarshan while making a speech where he introduced this element for the first time officially, and the first time a government official, and that too the Chief Minister was saying it so openly, where he claimed that the Hathras, that whatever happened in Hathras was a result of some groups conspiring to actually cause or foment caste-based tension in Hathras. Now, who these groups are, that he did not name. We still don't have details from the FIR about who these groups are and what was their exact alleged role in it. But they are saying that they filed 19 cases. The main case is in the concerned police station in Hathras, which is also investigating the case of the alleged rape and murder. And that has 20 sections of the IPC, including sedition, including conspiracy, including a case of conspiring to cause religious disharmony, etc., etc. And here, at least looking at the kind of sections imposed in that case, I mean, one would assume that the administration believes that there was some kind of a quote-unquote deep-rooted conspiracy to cause what happened in Hathras.
Yes.
So that is what the government is saying. And they are saying that they have filed another 13 cases. 6 cases have been filed in Hathras itself, and 13 other cases have been filed across the state, including in Lucknow. And they say that 5 people have been arrested in these 13 cases. Who these 5 people are, at the moment, we don't know.
Right. Also, I mean, you know, whether this is a case of just diversion or dereliction, one doesn't know, and we wouldn't, we wouldn't want to assume at the moment. But what's very interesting to note here is that while, of course, the Uttar Pradesh government wants to give this a spin in terms of a conspiracy to foment caste tensions, like you're saying, even if there was no rape, Alok, what's absolutely shocking is that, you know, no one is talking about just how horrific this murder has been. And the apathy of the Uttar Pradesh administration, the delays in conducting that forensic exam, registering the FIR, transferring the victim to Delhi. I mean, these are questions that no one seems to be addressing in the administration.
Well, you're absolutely right. And even the fact that even if a forensic report, Rishika, is saying that there was no rape, like that Dr. Mr. Malik was pointing out, that is up to a court to decide. There's also a dying declaration recorded by the woman in front of a magistrate and in front of a medical officer, and that holds equal ground. I mean, why is it that the police is treating a forensic report where samples were sent to the laboratory 11 days after the incident took place? Why is that being treated as gospel truth? One doesn't understand. And now you say, yes, I agree that, I mean, diversionary tactics may be a strong expression to use, but look at what's happening. You've had all the outrage in the past week or so about the way the police have gone ahead and cremated the bodies, about the way the police have acted in a high-handed and brutal manner against senior politicians,
yes,
against the media. And now you have a situation where the police claims an entire different thing, that there was some deep-rooted conspiracy and that they're going to get to the bottom of it.